What's going on, everybody? In this video, I'm going to show you exactly how I'd scale your software to $1 million in ARR. I've compiled this strategy to sort of reverse engineer what my current clients are doing in the software world. Now, for context, we specifically market for software companies that are already doing $1 million in ARR, so it's pretty easy to retrace their steps as to how they got there, and then pour more gasoline on the fire in terms of marketing to get them scaling even higher than 1 million ARR. So in this video, I'm going to be giving you a few components and a step-by-step blueprint as to how they got to $1 million ARR and how you can too. So let's get into it right on the screen here. Now, it comes down to these three very simple steps, and step 3 is the most important as far as the breakdown goes. So you need to be able to generate traffic, you need to be able to convert traffic into quality conversations, and you need to be able to turn quality conversations into long-term customers. Now, where most software founders go wrong is, I speak to 3, 4, 5 of these guys every single week, and they say, this is what, we've been doing. But as far as, getting the right clients on board and the right customers, it's not as easy as it sounds. Obviously, you can talk about this stuff all day long, but if you can't do a good job of bringing the right traffic to your software and then converting them and then turning them into long-term customers as a whole, the entire funnel is pretty much broken. So by the end of this video, pretty much know exactly the clear direction that you need to take to $1 million in ARR. Now, this is for later. I'm not gonna look at that right now. This is literally all you need. I'm going to be just showing you guys here on my screen sort of the breakdown as to how we do it for our clients to get them past and even to that $1 million ARR if they're a little bit below it. Now, what you need are these very simple softwares: Find Email, LinkedIn Sales Nav, Limlist, GHL, and Beehive. Now, the reason why these are very important is because they all play a different factor in different parts of the funnel and different parts of the nurturing process of your prospect. So I'm going to get into it pretty quickly for you guys. So here on LinkedIn Sales Navigator, this serves as sort of the Apollo, the lead generation source and basis where we actually get all of our leads. So what I really like about LinkedIn Sales Nav is you can obviously save all your searches. So I do this for my clients, I do this for my prospects, and I do this for my personal prospects who I'm personally trying to reach out to. And you literally just set company headcount numbers. If you want to target companies that have 11 to 50 employees, very easy. You can target the CEO, the CIO. You can target the COO, VP of sales, whoever you want to actually get in front of. This is the perfect platform for it because LinkedIn is so interchangeable. People are more active actually on LinkedIn because a lot of these guys post, and so it's very up to date demographics, and the data is very rich and it's very consolidated. That's what I like most about LinkedIn Sales Navigator. So personally, we use this to scrape company headcounts that are around 11 to 50 for my personal clients. And we want to target the CEOs. We don't want to be targeting people who are, we have to talk to for 4 different sales calls. We got to talk to the head of growth, and then we got to talk to the VP of sales, and we got to talk to their senior account executive and their COO, then finally get to the CEO. And by the time we get there, it's already 3 months have passed and the deal is kind of weird. So we want to target people who we essentially can get to really quickly and who actually have the ability to call the shots in the business. So with that being said, this is exactly how we do it as far as scraping the leads. From there, you want to use a source to actually scrape the leads. Now, Find Email is really good because you can actually scrape contacts as far as phone goes, email goes, and name and number, everything like that. So this is a very basic setup. In terms of scraping the leads, you just click export to CSV. Find Email has a little widget that you can include in LinkedIn Sales Navigator, and you can, upload or export 5,000 or 500, however many you actually need. Now, for me, I've already used up a lot of my credits, so I only have like 125 left. So if I were to do a scrape, you can just do 125, and then you want to, pick which destination you want them to be in and go from there. Now, this is where a lot of people go wrong. This is where a lot of software founders go wrong. Now, this is a manual task that you have to do. In other words, we're not just blasting out cold email yet, or as of right now, we're really taking our time to diligently source the leads. Now, this is something that a lot of people just don't do. They might set up their domains for email, or they might try to compile some sort of strategy to get in front of the right prospects. But in reality, it's just, this is really how you qualify. This is really where 95% of the work is done. You just have to let the software do the work. Then obviously tweak the copy down the line. Now, I export everything into a Google Sheets just because, to be completely transparent, it's the easiest for me. And what you can do is you can actually create a filter under the open InMail. And what you can do is you can click create a filter, and you want it to say yes to open InMail. This actually allows you to reach out to a drastically larger portion of these founders or of these prospects, whatever your ICP is, whoever your software helps, if they have an open InMail and LinkedIn Sales Navigator, it actually doesn't take any of the credits out of your inbox. What this means is LinkedIn Sales Navigator, they give you a specific amount of credits that you can use to reach out and message people who you don't connect with or haven't connected with on a monthly basis. So they might give you, I don't know what the number is, I think it's 40 or 50 InMail credits that you can reach out to over the course of those 30 days. This is kind of a hack, and this is kind of what we kind of do to kind of backdoor it. I don't even know if I should be sharing this, honestly, but if you actually create a filter in the Google Sheets, instead of it saying no to open email, it's all yes. And so we can click on these people's profiles. Like I'll just click on a random one. Hopefully this dude doesn't get mad or anything. And it'll say free to open profile right down here. So with that being said, that's exactly how you can pretty much retarget these people. Now, the next thing that we want to do is we want to focus on putting all these guys into a sort of cold email outreach platform. Now, we use Limlist for our cold, and this is sort of what the diagram looks like. So after we will scrape the leads, it becomes very, very, very simple. Let me drag this guy over here. So after you scrape the leads, you're going to have a list of leads. And you're going to have that inside Google Drive or Google Sheets, which you already discussed. And so from here, what you want to do is you want to get the emails, you want to get domains, you want to buy domains, obviously, and then put them in the Limlist. And so this will allow you to actually have that cold touch point on the email address. It's just cold email. Now, here's where things take a turn for the better, in my opinion. You actually want to take a look at those that reply to your campaigns, or those that actually show interest to your campaigns, or those that actually opt into something. They have to opt into something, or they have to reply. They have to be warm. They have to show somewhat interest, and you have to sort of push them to a newsletter. Now, this is what I do utilizing Beehive. I've been doing this the past few months now, and it's worked out really, really, really well. Here's one of my Beehive accounts that has about 2,900 active subscribers. These are all people that have opted into a specific lead magnet from the cold email. So we're using cold email as a barrier. We're not just cold emailing, because these CEOs and founders, I've noticed they always get cold emails. You know, if I were to market for your software and actually enter your business and say, hey, look, this is what's happening here, or okay, you want to target these people who are specifically using this platform, or you want to target businesses that are using this, I would say, okay, well, we're going to reach out to them here, but that's not what's going to actually get them on the phone. What's going to get them on the phone is that initial touch point. They're going to show some interest. And then after that, we're going to follow up with even more touch points. Like it's a multi-series game here. But the only downside is that you're a founder and you actually run a business, you own a business, you don't have time to be in the trenches doing this stuff continuously. So that's why most software companies are extremely, extremely happy to give a portion of the revenue, or have a huge upfront fee, or give away a lot of money for marketing, because they understand the importance of it. So notice how we're going from cold here. This is a cold acquisition source, to Beehive, which is warm. Beehive is a newsletter platform. It's amazing. I absolutely love it. And so from here, you can go kind of from cold pitchy. You're kind of pitching them, or maybe you're trying to funnel them some sort of a lead magnet, which is most ideal, to once they do opt in, you could then upload the contacts and import them into Beehive, which is warm. So you're playing this game of not interested, then you're moving them to interested. And so what this sort of does is this allows the prospects to become very, 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 very warm. And so what you do from here is, as soon as you can see who uploaded and actually open the Beehive, as soon as you see you open the Beehive, open your newsletter, I would send them Monday. Let's do Monday, Wednesday, Friday. That's a perfect cadence for a newsletter. You're not in front of them too much, and you're not just leaving them alone. You're staying top of mind, okay? And so when you're reaching out to them continuously on the newsletter, you can then see who opens the newsletter, the CTRs, the click-through rates, who clicks through your links. Then from there, you can set up an automation on Go High Level, which is what I personally use. It's called Beehive Inbound Nurture. And what we'll do is we'll send out, we'll A/B test these different emails, and we will see basically, of course, these are warm emails that have already opted into our stuff. And we'll basically say, hey, look, connect with me on LinkedIn here, or for more info, check this out. Or if you want this, check this out. We're testing different audits. We'll test different lead magnets. We'll test different ways. And then again, this is the entire point of marketing. I had a good friend of mine tell me this a long time ago. It's never black and white. Marketing is not black and white. This is something that is continuously being refined and is shifting with the markets and everything. We've seen a huge shift in marketing even in the past day with TikTok, the ban of TikTok. It's like the entire platforms now are shifting. And so influencer marketing now has to take a different approach. So we see marketing, it's not black and white. It is always fluid. It's always changing. And so this is exactly why, I'm having 5 to 10 different automated touch points that I'm not currently manually doing, or I have a VA who will do them, who will send out the outbound messages before I even get on the phone with these guys. And so that's why by the time they even get on the phone, they've already been through everything. They've already been scraped. They've already seen my cold emails. They've already been indoctrinated into my newsletter. They've already opted into my stuff. And so they show even more interest by opening my newsletter, and they show even more interest by responding to my emails, my follow-up emails in my CRM, then eventually connecting with me on LinkedIn. So, I get a lot of profile views from this. And you can even reach out to these profile views, people that view your profiles, like all these people. These are probably people from my newsletter, from my email list, from some sort of lead magnet or something that I could easily just reach out to. Now, these people may have not directly connected with me, but they're hot leads because they've shown interest, and I actually recognize some of these names. They have actually replied to some of my emails. So they have not only just opened up the emails, whether it was cold or my newsletter, but they actually replied to them. I remember having a conversation with, some of these names are pretty familiar, which is pretty cool. And so that sort of, you can then message them with a little introduction of like, hey, saw you responded to this, wanted to ask about this. And so now it becomes a matter of, it's so hard to get in front of the right people. That's what it was currently. And now it's sort of shifted into, this is really easy. You just have to sort of plug and play what works. And honestly, you just have to stay in front of people longer. So with that pretty much being said, that is the overview of how to generate traffic. You want to use LinkedIn Sales Navigator and Find Email paired together. They're a perfect duo. You don't need anything more than that. It's a super cost-effective software, and it really does a job better than most. You convert those traffic into quality conversations by sending out actual valuable emails, whether it's a cold email or whether you already have a list of warm leads because you've been growing your company to that, $50,000 to $100,000 in MRR mark, and maybe you're not at that $1 million ARR mark yet, but you have an email list. A lot of times our software partners, when we start actually working with them, they'll give us a huge email list, whether it's 25 to 100,000 emails to kind of mess around with and warm back up and put through sequences, because this is the most important part, is really converting traffic into quality conversations, because this is where they really get sold. Then turning those conversations into long-term customers is a lot easier once you kind of have the foot in the door. So you should know you should have a very clear direction of what it looks like to move your business towards that $1 million ARR. You know exactly what you have to do. You know the exact softwares that you need. You know the exact process of how we specifically do it. And you know exactly the step-by-step lists of what you need to do, where you need to export and import these leads, what exactly you need to do, what you need to say as far as lead magnets go, how many touch points you need to have. At least 3 to 5 to even 7 touch points is probably ideal. And you know exactly what you have to do next. So with that being said, if you want this taken off your plate, if you kind of want to see how this process rolls with us at CMRR, we take everything off your hands. We're complete done for you. Marketing infrastructure, we build this into your business. We obviously test it, A/B test it. It's not black and white, so we go through a little bit of a trial period as well. I want you to book a call right down below if you want this taken off your plate. If not, no worries. You guys have the literal step-by-step process to $1 million in ARR. This is exactly what my current clients, who are all above pretty much $1 million ARR, have been doing previously to get to that point. So it's literally just me retracing their steps in this video. This is probably one of the most valuable software marketing videos you'll see. Want to leave it off right there. You guys go ahead and book in a call if you're around that $1 million ARR range, because our services are not cheap, but they're absolutely worth it. So with that being said, look forward to speaking with some of you guys on the phone. Hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Peace.